Oh, welcome to another episode on Paranormal Universe. This is your homegirl Denise, and today's topic is going to be, it's not controversial. It's considered a hoax. It's also considered a legend. So today we're going to be talking about the Navajo Skinwalker. Ooh. Okay, so I'm not even going to use the Navajo word for Skinwalker because I will butcher it to pieces. And if I have any Navajo listeners out there, I don't want to insult them by me butchering their language. So I'm not even going to try it. But let's start with a little bit on this Skinwalker creature thing. Navajo culture, the Skinwalker is known as the type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possesses, or disguises themselves as an animal. The Navajos are very reluctant to reveal the Skinwalker to non-Navajos or discuss it at all with those that they don't trust, which I can believe. Why am I going to tell you something if I don't know you and I don't trust you? You may take it, what I tell you, and take it out there and twist it and, make it seem something that it's not. So I can understand that. Community healers and cultural workers are known as medicine men and women. The witches are seen as evil, performing twisted ceremonies and manipulating magic in a perversion of the good works medicine people traditionally perform. So basically, they do the opposite. Everything that a medicine man or a woman does, the evil witch does the opposite. And we all know that in the world, there's always the good and good versus evil, and in traditions and cultures, you have your good, you have your evil. Animals associated with the witchcraft usually include tricksters such as a coyote, but also can include other creatures usually associated with death or bad omens. They may also possess the living animals or people and walk around in their bodies by locking eyes with them. They could be either female or male skinwalkers, so be careful. You come up against, you see somebody and you lock eyes. Don't think it's love at first sight, because it may not be love at first sight. It may be a skinwalker who's trying to possess your body. So I'd be careful for you people who believe in love at first sight. 15 facts about the Skinwalker legend. Okay, so Skinwalkers are actually known as witches, which I already discussed, in the Navajo culture, and they used to be human. You'll understand a little bit further as to why I say they used to be human. They want your face. Some traditions suggest that they steal your very skin. Skinwalkers can transform into any animal, including you as a human. So, most Navajos that see skinwalkers see them as dogs. Some may see them as humans, but majority of what I've read were animals. You don't want to look at into Skinwalker in their eyes, because that's how they absorb your body and control your every movement. So in other words, you can become a puppet to the puppeteer, and you don't want to do that. Let's see, as I discussed, the Navajo are notorious for not talking about the Skinwalkers to outsiders. They are frightened of the superstitious. supernatural and of the repercussions if they um, discuss skin, um, discuss skinwalkers to those that don't. So again, you know, every culture has their belief, and it's quite interesting that they are afraid of the supernatural reproductions. Hello, repercussions of discussing it. Um, though it's scary to think of them as humans, skinwalkers are seen most frequently as wolves, coyotes, foxes, eagles, owls, or crows. But like I said before, be careful when you stare at one of them, because you don't know if you're staring at a skinwalker or you're staring at an animal. Um, there is a ranch in Utah called the Skinwalker Ranch because then they named it because of multiple sightings of skinwalkers. So it's quite a unique place. It's also a hotbed for the paranormal. So that's Skinwalker Ranch will be a topic discussed later in another episode. Um, if you take the Navajo word for skinwalker, which again I said I was not going to try to pronounce because I would butcher it, and yeah, no, I'm not going to look like a fool. It translates to who walks on all fours. So that alone will tell you that yeah, you're an animal, straight up. Not the cool, cute kind of animal. You're more scary kind of animal. Um, Skinwalkers can run far greater distances than normal people. They say they can run for 200 miles at a time. That's fast, you know, without any without stopping, without anything like that. Yeah, them fast. Um, Skinwalkers like to hang out at cemeteries because they like to dig graves up. So stay away from the cemetery, which I think I should stay away from the cemetery because I find it very relaxing. But I don't think so. Cemetery will always be my relaxation place. Um, some say skinwalkers can take the powder from the corpses and use the dust to poison their victims. You know, that kind of reminds me of Serpent of the Rainbow. But, you know, if that's the case, they're the almighty powerful witch. You can do that. When they're not transformed into animals, witnesses have described skinwalkers as hollowed out creatures that look like dogs. Little dogs, to be exact. So imagine walking around and you see an itty bitty Yorkie or a Chihuahua, a little doggy. So again, this is what witnesses have stated. So skinwalkers cannot enter a home unless they are invited. Sounds like a vampire. So if you're in your home and a skinwalker is at your door, don't let them in. They may try to get in, but don't let them in. That's what he said. So if you want to become a skinwalker, I don't know why you want to become a skinwalker, but if you do, Um, there are a whole bunch of different theories on this, but the most prevalent one speaks of an official ceremony where people become skinwalkers through gatherings with specific charms, chants, um, and a whole bunch of other things, which include dancing, feast, sand painting. Everything that is positive in a normal, regular ritual is now corrupted and dark and twisted. Um, it's also said that these wannabe skinwalkers um, engage in necrophilia with female corpses. Again, this is what research showed. They commit cannibalism, incest, and grave robbers during the ceremonies, and then they shapeshift into their animal form. Now, I mentioned cannibalism. Well, Denise, what do you mean cannibalism? What do they do? Well, let me tell you what they do. The skinwalker needs to kill, then eat someone close to them. Yeah, you heard me right. They gotta kill you, and then they're gonna eat you. So close to them could be any sibling, your mother, your father. It could be your best friend, but it has to be somebody close to you. By doing this, the skinwalker loses any humanity left in them. And once a skinwalker, it can't be undone. So basically, I'm gonna eat you, and I'm gonna become a skinwalker. But after a while, I don't want to be a skinwalker. You're stuck. You can't undo what you have done already. There's no magic to undo this ritual. So it's kind of fucked up in a way. I'm going to eat my best friend so I can become a skinwalker. And then I'm going to lose all humanity in me because I just did this. But at the same time, I may be tired of being a skinwalker and I want to go back to being my normal self, and I can't go. So, yeah, that's just weird. And the only way to kill a skinwalker is calling the skinwalker by his pre-skinwalker name, by their true name. So if I become a skinwalker, I am a shapeshifter, I run fast, I have all these powers. But if you mention my true name, Denise, I die. So, they have skinwalker hunters that literally go and try to find and detect a skinwalker, and then they, try to get their real name that way to kill a skinwalker. Now, to tell if a skinwalker, how to tell a skinwalker apart from an animal. Now, once the skinwalker has shapeshifted, one way to tell that they aren't a real animal is through their eyes. Now, their eyes are very human-like in animal form. So, if you were to see a wolf out in, on land, and you aren't sure if it's like a wolf or a skinwalker, you would look to the eyes, and if the eyes look human, then that's a skinwalker, and you're screwed because you already locked eyes with them, and They're absorbing your energy and they're going to take you. Uh, that's how I see it. Okay. Now, if they're in human form, you shine a light in their eyes, you're going to get that reflection that animals get. So then you'll know that that's a skinwalker in human form. So this is kind of interesting. Um, there was an episode on Ghost Adventures season 14, episode 7, where they were investigating Skinwalker Canyon. Now they had got permission from the Navajo Nation to do the investigation because there has been a lot of sightings of a skinwalker, and Zach and his group of merry men wanted to go investigate. And don't get me started with Zach Baggins or Ghost Adventures. I'm gonna just say this: my sister is in love with Zach Baggins. Like, she worships the ground he walks in. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the locations they get to investigate are really cool, but I just don't like the way they approach some things, and yeah, I prefer the old school, the original ghost hunters. um, I'm not one I'm not big on provoking spirits, um, just to get a reaction out of them, to see if they will scratch you, to see if they will hurt you. I'm not big on that. Karma's a bitch, and I don't believe in provoking at all. It's just not my thing. Okay, and in the episode, they had encountered a few things. Um, they found some remnants of recent rituals in the cave. They felt some weird, menacing energy as soon as they entered the cave. Aaron heard a woman speaking, and he continued to hear voices throughout the episode. Um, they heard growling. Um, so they felt this weird energy coming from the cave, and sometimes it was menacing. They felt chills in the cave, which could be being a cave. It could be cold. It was a cold night from looking at the episode. So, there were a lot of other factors that could factor into why they were feeling chills. So, I'm not saying that was Skinwalker related. I'm just saying that from what I was looking at, that could be something totally different. Visual sightings: Billy saw a pair of eyes in the bushes. Zach saw a dark shadow figure move behind Billy, but it was not captured on video, so can't say that it was true or not true. The guys, Zach, Billy, and Aaron, started to note this smell of rotting flesh in the cave. So, I don't know. I don't, in my research, I don't see anywhere it said the smell of rotting flesh. But again, I could be wrong, it is a skinwalker, so, I could be wrong. They heard a pack of coyotes which they thought were skinwalkers. But then again, it could be just a pack of coyotes traveling through. It could be their territory, and I'm not going to associate that with being skinwalkers because, again, factor, you know, territory, animals around, so I'm not going to do that. Zach captured a pair of glowing eyes with the night vision binoculars, which again, I'm not saying it's skinwalker related. Again, I'm saying it could be something else. It could be the pack of coyotes that were in the area. Again, I'm not saying the coyotes were skinwalkers. I'm not saying that the coyotes were definitely skinwalkers because it's an outside factor, and I wouldn't associate it to the skinwalkers because there's not enough evidence. You know, if there was, a national park ranger out there who was tracking a pack of coyotes, then you can say, hey, okay, these coyotes, this is their territory. This is what you may come across coyotes. Then I would be like, okay, so there's coyotes here. But we don't know. None of that information was given. So, like I said, I can't say one is related to the other. The guys noticed a flash of light at the end of the cave, inside the cave at the end. They tried debunking the flash of light. But then again, I don't think that's Skinwalker related. I think that's just something totally different. They heard growling and screeching. Now, I don't know about the screeching, the growling. The growling, I'm throwing back to the coyotes because, like I said, the coyotes may not be skinwalker related, and they may be growling because you're in their territory. So, you just have to take it at face value. A lot of stuff that they claimed could go either way. They also captured a glowing orb that moved down the mountain on the X camera. So you just have to see. You have to see the episode to understand. I was more intrigued on how they were associating a lot of stuff, and it seemed that they wanted to associate it with a skinwalker, but there wasn't enough evidence to make it, to correlate it to a skinwalker, if that makes any sense. So yeah. Now, every tribe, every tribe has a legend of a skinwalker or some form of a skinwalker. Some are better known than others, like the Navajo Nation's skinwalker, because there's movies. There was a Netflix TV, like a Netflix series on the Navajo skinwalker. So it's a popular topic to turn into a movie. There's a movie from early 2000s, I believe, called Skinwalker. There are, there's a Skinwalker Ranch TV program on, I think it was Travel Channel recently. Um, the ranch is known for paranormal sightings, UFO sightings, and Skinwalker sightings. So it's a very, 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 it's just, let's just say it takes the cake, ice cream party, everything hotbed of the paranormal. A lot of people want to investigate Skinwalker Ranch, but owners are reluctant to let people in. You got guys with AK-47 standing at the gate and making sure nobody trespasses. Locations near the Skinwalker Ranch are reporting to have stuff happen at first outside their homes, but now inside their homes. So it could all be part of the land. But as far as skinwalkers, we really can't say this is the reason why it happened. This is the reason why, because the Navajo are reluctant to talk about it. And they're the only ones that know. They're the only ones that know what is true and what is not true. So if they're not going to talk about it, we're only going off of speculation. We're only going off of legend. So it's difficult to provide a clear story, a clear tale on something that very little is written out out on the internet. You would have to interview a Navajo native and see if they would tell you the Skinwalker story. See if they would give you anything on a Skinwalker. And like I said, they're very reluctant. They don't want any fallback. They don't want to get haunted and hunted by a Skinwalker. Word travels quickly, and if word gets out that they spoke about the Skinwalker, it could go bad for them. They could be cursed. You just don't know. So, what do you all think of the Navajo Nation Skinwalker? I'm curious to know. Do you believe they exist? And if so, do you believe that people should know more about them and people should learn from them? Or should we just keep it as a legend and let the Navajo Nation keep their secrets regarding the Skinwalker? Curious to hear your opinions. So don't forget to leave your opinions down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the podcast. It helps us with the ratings. Always looking for ideas. If you have an idea, shoot me an email at paranormalbuzzfeed@gmail.com. If you have a story you want me to read out and talk about, shoot me an email at paranormalbuzzfeed.com. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Stories go up weekly. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, shoot us an email. Still looking for listener stories for the listener episode. I have a few stories that I've gotten, but I would like to have some more stories to complete at least an hour and a half episode. So just keep those stories coming in. And I'll catch you all guys later. Don't forget, let's keep it ghosting. Talk to you all later. Bye. If you're new to the podcast community and you want to start a new podcast and you're looking for a platform that is user-friendly, that has everything you need at your fingertips, that won't set any limits, that you can earn money, then I would recommend Anchor. Now, Anchor can be used basically anywhere. You could be in your car, you can be laying on the sofa in bed, where you can edit, record, and upload. You can throw in soundtracks. You can, everything is there for you. Now, I use it because, it's user friendly, and it is free, and I find it really easy to navigate without it being very confusing. Now, most platforms, before you can even try it out, you need to sign up and pick a plan. I like Anchor because I don't have to go through any of that. So I recommend it. Now, if you really want to get into it, I recommend you going to your website, anchor.fm, and, signing up. Or you can download anchor.fm from the Google Store, iTunes, and give it a try. So don't forget to go to anchor.fm, sign up, and I'll see you all in the podcast community.